Hello there and welcome to our Nasaleze educational video. I'm Dr. Peter Josling, Head of Innovation at Nasaleze International, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to use and why Nasaleze is so effective. Nasaleze is all about nasal barrier technology. We manufacture the world's only powdered nasal sprays that are registered as medical devices, and in this respect they are totally unique. Our products defend against and can trap hay fever pollen, airborne allergens, germs, viruses and pollution using a revolutionary cellulose powder barrier system that turns to a gel inside the nasal cavities. The gel shields, protects and neutralizes irritants from touching the sensitive lining of your nose. So Nasaleze products are an all-natural formulation that do not contain antihistamines, steroids or decongestants and have no known side effects and are not addictive. So this is a genuine medicine-free formulation. You can take Nasaleze as often as needed and go through your day-to-day activities like a breeze. Its pocket size will allow you to carry it everywhere you go. Nasaleze products can be taken by adults, pregnant and breastfeeding women, and by children from 18 months of age for the allergy range and our PM Shield product, and from 3 years old for our cold and travel products. All Nasaleze products can be administered as follows. So step 1, blow your nose. Step 2, remove the cap and shake the bottle from side to side like this. Then you should administer a test spray to gauge the pressure required for an ideal dose, which is about a 10 to 15 centimetre plume of powder. If you find the bottle too stiff to squeeze with one hand, then you can use both hands, and once you're used to taking Nasaleze, a test spray is no longer needed. Step 4, you need to place the nozzle of the bottle just inside the nose and apply 1 to 2 sprays into each nostril. Inhale gently while squeezing, but do not inhale too deeply, like this. Repeat for the other nostril, and there you are. Now, the good thing about Nasaleze is you can reapply it every time you blow your nose. And if it's a high pollen count day, you can literally take Nasaleze as often as you need to get the relief required from those terrible symptoms of seasonal allergic rhinitis. There are currently 5 Nasaleze powder nasal sprays available. 2 of these are designed to block airborne allergens such as pollen, dust and pet dander. The adult version has a refreshing peppermint scent, and our children's formula has a lovely strawberry scent, which is perfect for those little noses. We also have 2 versions designed to block and deactivate the common cold and flu viruses, including coronavirus. Nasaleze Cold and Flu has a refreshing peppermint scent and contains what's known as PGE, or powdered garlic extract. Our Nasaleze Travel product is the same formulation, but it's really designed and marketed to block and deactivate airborne germs and viruses. The activity of both these products has recently been shown to help reduce coronavirus 229E very significantly. And finally, Nasaleze PM Shield, designed to block and trap airborne pollutants and particulate matter, known as PM, and this one has a refreshing lemon scent. So whether it's the height of the summer and allergies are at their most prominent, or it's the middle of winter and viruses are all around you, or you're travelling into a polluted city, anywhere in the world, Nasaleze has a unique solution for all. So Nasaleze has a core patent portfolio which concentrates on the USA, Europe, Russia, India and the Far East, and in Japan and China. Patented products include dispensing apparatus and nasal compositions for treating viral disease, allergies due to airborne pollution, pollen and dust. Latterly, Nasaleze has been filing new patents and trademarks covering further Far East territories where economies are rapidly becoming stronger, such as in Vietnam. Nasaleze is increasing its market presence in these new and exciting markets and intends to file more IP covering exciting new product developments as they emerge. Nasaleze is committed as a company to developing a strong global IP portfolio, covering new product developments and so enabling a rapid extension into markets, particularly in the Far East. To that end, Nasaleze intends filing at least 3 international patent applications in the near future, all of which nominate many territories in the Far East. On the trademark side, Nasaleze files trademarks wherever it has promising market presence, and, for example, has a trademark application filed in Vietnam. We are committed to providing unmatched quality which other manufacturers simply cannot achieve. So now I'm going to give you a brief overview of several important clinical trials that are a small part of the Nasaleze database, as we have over 35 clinical papers, scientific abstracts, data overviews and meta-analyses on the use of Nasaleze, or HPMC, and other ingredients used in the treatment of seasonal allergic rhinitis, colds, flu, and other airborne infections. Now, I was lucky enough to complete the first controlled evaluation of Nasaleze in the treatment of seasonal allergic rhinitis in 2003. And we found that not only did chronic hay fever sufferers report that Nasaleze was more effective than antihistamines, inhaled steroids, and even sodium chromoglycate, but that it was able to remove all symptoms from over 77% of patients during the 6-week study period throughout the high pollen season. Overall, 102 chronic hay fever sufferers were recruited, and of those, 78 reported no clinical symptoms over the study period. Patients also reported the very fast action of inhaled Nasaleze literally within minutes after it had been applied. And you can see in the table just how favourable Nasaleze was compared to a high range of pharmaceutical products that these patients had utilised in their past history. So my pilot study led to much further work comparing particularly with standard treatments and the use of rescue medications. And in 2017, a comparison of cetirizine plus Nasaleze compared with cetirizine alone in 74 patients was published in the Journal of Pulmonary and Respiratory Medicine, again in patients with mild seasonal allergic rhinitis. This showed on a 5-point scale that those randomized to receive cetirizine and HPMC, or Nasaleze, had far fewer active symptoms than the cetirizine alone group, with over 59% reporting major or complete relief of nasal symptoms over the 10-day treatment phase. And this result was statistically significant at p equal to or less than 0.05. So this idea of adding Nasaleze to existing treatments had long been postulated and already proven beneficial with herbal agents, including garlic and mint. But my colleague Professor Ted Popov from Bulgaria was keen to prove that HPMC could be an excellent mucoprotective when used to trap an active pharmaceutical in the nasal cavity. Defective nasal barrier function is implicated in allergic rhinitis, which often results in persistent inflammation and clinical symptoms, among which congestion plays a prominent role. Now, nasal decongestants are only supposed to be used for a certain period of time, so his study, published in 2015 in Allergy and Asthma Proceedings, was designed to see if HPMC could enhance the activity of a nasal decongestant, oxymetazoline nasal spray, 0.05%, by sealing it into the nasal mucosa. The study design was blinded and randomized. One group would receive oxymetazoline and Nasaleze, and the second group would receive oxymetazoline and a matched placebo. Their peak nasal inspiratory flow rate was to be measured at day 1, day 8, and day 15, but both treatments, that's active and placebo, were to be stopped at day 8. Now the results were excellent and showed that even after oxymetazoline and Nasaleze were stopped, the effects carried on for a further week, i.e. right the way through to day 15. Patients' peak nasal inspiratory flow rate improved significantly over the trial period, and you can see from the graph here that even after the treatments were stopped at day 8, the gap widened significantly, and patients who took oxymetazoline and HPMC, their breathing improved significantly. In other words, they were able to breathe much more easily. So because we're showing that Nasaleze barrier can capture pollen, it's obviously also able to trap much smaller particulates, including bacteria, spores, and even virus. One of our more recent inventions is trapping PM2.5. Now, this occurs in most major cities across the world because they suffer from very, very severe pollution, mostly from motor vehicles. Particulate matter, PM, is a mix of solid and liquid organic and inorganic substances that may be a primary or a secondary pollutant. PM is linked to major detrimental health impacts. Black carbon, for example, is a particulate type of fine PM, and it's formed by the incomplete combustion of fossil fuels. Particulate matter can be made up of hundreds of different chemicals, and it comes in many different sizes and can contain a mixture of things like soot, dust, pollen, virus, bacteria, spores, smoke, and even liquid droplets. So unfortunately, you can't see, smell, or taste these small particulate matter. Therefore, it is a genuine hidden danger. The greatest health problems from PM are caused by the smallest particles. Usually these are under 2.5 microns in diameter. And these are dangerous because they can be inhaled much deeper into your lungs. From there, they can spread through your body via the bloodstream, harming vital organs like the heart and brain. PM2.5 is obviously smaller than a grain of pollen, a grain of sand, or a speck of dust, and has detrimental effect on asthma and allergy sufferers. So what we did was we recruited a company to explore whether Nasaleze's PM2.5 shield could capture and prevent damage from these very small particulates. And they showed that this formulation can indeed trap those particles of less than 2.5 microns, and that this effect lasts for over 360 minutes from a single dose into each nostril. Consequently, our knowledge and experience with HPMC and Nasaleze, which is our unique cellulose, together with various other ingredients added or used separately with HPMC trapping those actives in the nasal mucosa, can offer significant protection and prevention of common worldwide problems that include seasonal allergic and perennial rhinitis, colds and flu, and environmental toxins, especially small particulates. All from a simple plant-based cellulose with exceptional properties as an internal barrier, offering the lungs clean, fresh air.